Yo, what the f did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen.
I moved to New York City, and I lived.
Man, Puffy was real serious right there, man. Shut up, man. It's up. What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Let's just get it popping, man. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell, baby. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Uncle Mike is on vacation. I'm in the hotel doing videos, y'all. Let's check it out.
We're sending you into something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
Did you feel like that took away from your childhood at all?
Giving up is not an option in life. There's always a way.
The allegations are absolutely horrific.
Were you the only kid at Puffy Flavor Camp?
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose.
Music mogul 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 accused of trafficking and assault.
Justin Bieber and Usher, two of Diddy's earliest victims, are finally coming out against their alleged abuser, and tapes involving the two being intimate with Diddy are making their way into the public. All of this proves what fans have been saying for years. Diddy groomed Usher and Justin Bieber. Not only that, but the government has also confirmed one of the witnesses they're going to call in the upcoming trial, and it's not who you think it is. New tapes, new charges, and new witnesses are coming into the spotlight. So let's break it all down.
Oh, shit.
Because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile on your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Usher and Justin Bieber share an unlikely and unfortunate secret. They were both abused by celebrities around them when they first stepped into the industry, and one celebrity that was allegedly involved in the abuse of both of them was Diddy. Usher's mom handed over her son to Diddy so Diddy could turn him into a star, and that same story repeated itself almost 14 years later, when Diddy was given legal custody of Justin. Justin's parents didn't care about the allegations surrounding Diddy, and Usher's mom never even bothered to look into him. For her, sending her 13-year-old son to live with a stranger was a business decision.
I don't care what they say, because they tried to push me out. They didn't want me in. They would actually say, you know, you're too close to the project. No, I'm not. Because remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there, because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
How old was he?
Usher was 15. He lost his voice.
Physically or just?
You know, puberty. He's growing and he lost his voice. So he lost his range. So the record company felt like, okay, this is not a great investment. So Puffy was there, and I will never forget it. We had this conversation and he said, you're going to have to trust me. That was really, really a hard decision.
While living with Diddy, Usher was introduced to sex, orgies, and at times Diddy even slept with him. In a video taken from one of Diddy's parties back in the day, Diddy can be clearly heard telling Kevin Hart that he used to sleep with Usher back when Usher was a kid. Usher himself confirmed some of the other allegations in an interview with Rolling Stone magazine.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. You know, shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, just let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, like, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, I mean, damn, pause, but like, that's how. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the f did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen.
I moved to New York City, and I lived.
Man, Puffy was real serious right there. Man, shut up, man. Yeah, Puffy kind of got in his feelings right there on that one. Golly, that's
with
crazy.
𝗗𝗎𝗡𝗞𝗦 for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it was
Camp.
called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
so nobody
it was
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there.
This is where Usher's story takes a horrifyingly dark turn. However, during his time with Diddy as a child, rumors began to flow that Diddy was sexually abusing Usher, and things had gotten so bad that at one point, Usher even had to go to the hospital. According to sources close to Diddy, celebrities that were familiar with the situation all knew about this, but not one of them stepped in to help Usher.
I know, and people know, that was around in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember, Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
Diddy left lifelong scars and even gave Usher herpes. This was revealed in a 2012 lawsuit where Usher settled for $1.1 million after giving herpes to a gay man and 2 women. After being abused by Diddy, Usher turned around and started recruiting more minors for Diddy, the first of which was Justin Bieber. Instead of trying to stop the abuse that he faced, Usher decided to subject someone else to it. Justin was 14 when got signed to Usher, and Usher gave Diddy legal custody of him.
I was flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. It rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one?" And he was like, "Let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out." So
it's cold
the
out
politest
here.
possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again, and he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like, what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was a TKO.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
I don't know why you can't disclose what y'all doing, what y'all in the studio making music. I mean, that ain't saying nothing. Why you have to say, well, we can't really disclose what we're going to do? Why you even got to say that part?
You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
So young Justin Bieber, who was signed by Usher, involved with 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦, now all of a sudden he's being put in the hands of Diddy, who, it is true, he became the legal guardian for Usher. You can look up all of the allegations of what Diddy did to Usher.
Usher was the worst thing that happened to Justin Bieber, and Justin has been trying to recover from the abuse he facilitated ever since. Justin even testified and said that being managed by Usher was detrimental to his career. Justin unfollowed Usher and refused to participate in the Super Bowl with him.
You get career, do you know Raymond Usher the Fourth?
No.
Do you know an individual, an entertainer by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar, Usher. Usher sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. 𝗟𝗡𝗞𝗦? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you had asked me.
She's going to let her read back the question. Thank you for your memory. Is it true that Usher was very instrumental in starting your career?
That was the last question. I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
Justin Bieber is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Of course, many people, I believe, are accurately assuming that this has something to do, one element has to do with the Diddy lawsuit. A lot of revelations were made in the Diddy lawsuit. So I'm going to start this by saying allegedly. Okay, obviously, he has not yet been convicted of everything, but I knew that he was going to get arrested because after reading through this lawsuit, there were just so many pictures, way too many descriptions. He had hours of video footage proving his claims. I'm referring to the person who initially filed this, Rodney Lil Rod, a producer who went into great detail, laborious effort to basically describe almost a homosexual ring in which people were being drugged at various Diddy parties. But he describes how
That's
essentially
crazy.
him, being a young producer, they tried to initiate him into homosexuality. And I'm going to read this directly from a lawsuit. It says, quote, Mr. Combs, that's Diddy, used access to Stevie J and his knowledge that the producer, Mr. Jones, admired Stevie J to groom and enticed Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality. But then there's a footnote in the filing, right? Because the names are redacted. And in the footnote, it reads that regarding the R&B singer that Diddy allegedly slept with, he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. So let's let people know that very clearly the name that was redacted had to have been Usher, because it was Usher who recently performed at the Super Bowl, and it was Usher at the time of this filing who had just had a very successful Vegas residency.
Without Usher, Diddy would never have been able to get his hands on Justin Bieber. Usher knew this, but he also wanted to help out Diddy so Diddy could keep helping him with his connections. Unfortunately, it's not just Usher and Diddy that let Justin down. His own parents refused to help him. And while Justin was being abused and assaulted on stage, everyone laughed. His own fans never took the abuse they were seeing seriously, and everyone just played it off as a joke. This is how Usher reacted when asked about a minor's nudes being leaked.
And then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, with a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room
We
somewhere.
were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, "Are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing."
When all these pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts? Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of managing he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
That's crazy.
But were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey,
Oh my God, dude. If anybody would ask me questions like that, man, I wouldn't even answer them. And I'd be pissed off. I would let them know that this is way inappropriate. I ain't answering no stupid questions like that. What's wrong with you?
Listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private parts, man. Come on.
The way Justin acted during his teenage years was just a way for him to get away from Diddy. Justin was a kid who was alone and scared. Even now, the emotional scars of all that he went through affect his relationships to this day. Justin has distanced himself from both Diddy and Usher and even refused to participate in the Super Bowl with Usher.
What the hell was going on between Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber? Well, he has addressed it. Fans noticed that he unfollowed his wife on Instagram. Also, this comes after he unfollowed 𝗟𝗡𝗏 and Usher, his longtime mentor. Some fans think that this is all a marketing PR stunt, and it could be true because he's been pretty active on Instagram and even previewed a new song. Guys, what did we just listen to? Like, what was that? Others think he's distancing himself from people tied to controversies. Well, he addressed everything in this post and refollowed Hailey. He said, "Someone went on my account and unfollowed my wife. Shit is getting sus out here."
We did have a brief conversation.
Every time somebody Usher says somebody hacked into his account, now Bieber is saying somebody hacked into his account and unfollowed his wife. Man, they think we believe anything, man. They think we believe anything. You know you did that.
Here's why Justin Bieber didn't perform with Usher at the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show. While Usher brought the house down during his headlining gig, many were wondering why his protege Justin Bieber didn't make a cameo appearance alongside fellow guests Alicia Keys, Her, will.i.am, Lil Jon, and Ludacris. Now Usher explains why JB ultimately decided against hitting the biggest stage in the world in an interview with The Breakfast Club.
And I think that it might have been the fact that he was just, wanting to tell a different story right now. And I understand that. But we did have a brief conversation, and we're going to do something else in the future. But there's no love lost or anything like that. I think that it's a lot of pressure for the Super Bowl, obviously, for me to put together a show. So I reached out to everybody. Justin wasn't the only person that I actually spoke to about doing the Super Bowl. But the moment was maybe for later.
Minors have never been safe in this exploitative industry. During an interview with Apple TV, Justin talked about how he wanted to protect Billie Eilish and how he had noticed how Billie might be in danger. This is what Usher should have done instead of continuing the cycle of abuse that Diddy started.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. Yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, I don't want to, never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing. And if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and yeah, so yeah, I just want to protect her,
Man, y'all messed this little boy up, man.
To lose it. I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
I think he's coming back out and it's all of a sudden.
That's a girl, though.
I do feel bad sorry for him. We're all trying to bombard.
They want little boys. They want fresh fish.
Justin used to talk about how he was being violated by adults, but not even his parents cared enough about him to help him. As long as they were able to make money, neither Usher nor Justin's parents cared what happened to their son. Unfortunately, it looks like Justin has fallen back into his old habits and is now doing drugs again. Fans are concerned about him, and while his social media reps deny drug rumors, everyone knows that Diddy's case has taken a toll on Justin.
Anyways, I want to also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by Evie Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
This is messed up, man.
I feel violated right now. Wow.
Just lean into me again. You smell
This is
amazing.
ridiculous.
How old are
This
you?
is ridiculous.
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Look at what a beautiful face.
Justin Bieber's rep is breaking their...
If that don't signal gay and he's signaling to his gay friends that it's open season on this, but you got to pay a lot of money to get that fresh meat. It's all about money, man. And there's a lot of millionaires, dog. I'm talking millionaires, almost billionaires that are undercover, that I guess they get their thrills off of fresh meat, something like that. They millionaires, so they would drop $5 million on something like that. Easy.
Silence on recent rumors regarding...
This is sad, man.
Wow,
he is...
look at what a beautiful...
I do not like this dude, man.
Justin Bieber's rep is
like
breaking their
dude for what he
silence on
did.
recent rumors regarding drug use. A rep for the singer, who shares 6-month-old son Jack Blues Bieber with wife Hailey Bieber, is firing back at recent claims that Justin has been using hard drugs. His rep tells TMZ on February 23rd that it's, quote, absolutely not true. His team adds that it's been a very transformative year for Justin as he, quote, ended several close friendships and business relationships that no longer served him. As Justin's 31st birthday approaches on March 1st, he's focused on his family and his music, not speculation
31.
about his health, which his rep calls, quote, exhausting and pitiful, and shows that despite the obvious truth, people are committed to keeping negative, salacious, harmful narratives alive.
Gene Deal says that when there's smoke, there's fire, and all of the rumors surrounding Justin and Usher stem from actual that people around Diddy witnessed.
You mentioned minors, you know, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of like suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and you know, they're making a lot of allegations.
Same way they made allegations about Usher when Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
Credibility. When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping this kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? So everybody's saying that. Everybody's saying the same thing. Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? Why? There's reasons behind all this. So, where there's smoke, there's fire, Cam. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, Justin, he's been real quiet about this. I mean, I think like a lot of the other celebrities.
I was reading something, Cam, and the kid say, after he went to Diddy camp, he started using drugs so heavy and was smashed every day.
Now, interestingly, Diddy is getting a new lawyer after his old one quit, and apparently Diddy specifically wants a black female lawyer so his team doesn't look racist. One of the Young Thug's ex-lawyers is apparently being considered for the position.
In one, his lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, made it very clear that race is going to be front and center.
Let's switch our focus to the government. In my opinion, I'm just going to say it the way it is. No friend historically of the successful black man, okay? None. And they start making this case, in my opinion, as a takedown of a successful black man. Here's a man who has made some of the most important businesses owned by a black man. Run, owned, created, founded. The vision was that of a black man. What have we done? We have reduced him, not everyone, but a large amount of our society, to being a monster. That should make us shake in our boots.
So, Mark Agnifilo, obviously white.
Yes.
The co-counsel is Tenny Garrigus, white. And Mark Garrigus, her dad, who we're told is going to play a significant part in this case, white.
Well, and let's remember, you're going to have at least one witness and probably a parade of witnesses of black females who are going to claim they were victimized by Diddy. And so in order to give sort of a human face to that, maybe suggest that that's not the case, that it makes a lot of sense. I mean, the jury is finding cues in every piece of evidence, but also who's representing him. And if they just have a bunch of white folks sort of defending him, all those black female alleged victims maybe going to look like they're being targeted by his high-priced legal team.
At the same time, Diddy's current lawyers are trying to get the evidence against him suppressed. They claim that the tape of Diddy beating Cassie has been altered to make Diddy look more like a monster than he actually is. Court documents claim that CNN purchased the only known copy of the surveillance footage, uploaded it to free editing software, and altered the video. The letter says CNN destroyed the original footage, even though it knew about and repeatedly reported about the federal investigation.
Let's talk about the showdown in the courtroom over the bombshell video allegedly showing Sean Diddy Combs beating his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura.
Now, Diddy's lawyers are arguing to exclude the footage from the rapper's upcoming sex trafficking trial. Legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer joins us now with more on what this could mean for the high-profile case. So good to have you. Okay, so they want this video left out. What's their argument for this?
So, Mark Agnifilo, Sean Combs' attorney, is arguing that, you probably hear this phrase, this is not a true and accurate representation of what the video depicts. He's saying a number of arguments that the CNN had taken this video and sped it up, they've kind of chopped it up into this montage, and it's not accurate. He's also making the allegation that the original video no longer exists, and so because this isn't accurate, the jury shouldn't see it, and according to Diddy's attorneys, because the original doesn't exist or it's been tampered with, no video such as this should be presented to the jury.
So what does CNN say about these claims?
So CNN has come out and said, we did not alter it. We did not change anything. And in fact, they're saying that they do have the original as well. So on multiple levels, Sean Combs' argument kind of falls flat because if it is sped up, and I think there is some degree of it's being sped up, if the original still exists, that can still be used as evidence against Sean Combs, not necessarily to the allegations of trafficking, RICO conspiracy, or the transportational purpose of prostitution, but to show that this is a force that it was used to keep victim number one, who we believe to be Cassie in this video, under his control for the purpose of trafficking and this RICO conspiracy.
Now to Sean Diddy Combs. Look,
what difference does it make? It shouldn't make no difference at all because he got on Instagram or wherever he got on with a video and apologized, talking about something he hit rock bottom. You know, well, sometimes you got to do that. That stupid video. That should be evidence enough right there to say that he know that he did
looking
it. Come
to
on,
suppress
man.
evidence in his federal trial.
Man, they trying to take the
correspondent Aaron
evidence out.
Kaczynski is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael, you'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced as prosecutors allege. This latest challenge to his case comes 3 months before trial, and as Combs loses one of his attorneys, Anthony Rico says under no circumstances can he continue to represent Combs. He offered no details about that decision, Robin.
Okay. All right, thanks to you, Aaron.
While all this is going on, new evidence has been presented by the prosecutors, which includes new tapes and even a new witness. Cassie has also been confirmed as a witness in the upcoming trial. Cassie, identified in court documents as Victim 1, will testify under her real name, a significant and courageous decision given the sensitive nature of the allegations. This sets her apart from the 3 other alleged victims, Victims 2, 3, and 4, who have requested to testify anonymously due to concerns about harassment and social stigma.
The allegations implicate dozens of unidentified witnesses and alleged co-conspirators around the world, and some of the key witnesses to the supposed incidents are dead, basically meaning how can we defend against it? The defense is not even permitted to share the identities of the individuals described in the disclosure letter with Mr. Combs until April 18th, further hampering defense counsel's ability to investigate. Collectively, these new allegations require many months, if not years, to investigate, and if admitted, would require a series of mini trials, certain to double the length of a trial the government originally said would last 3 weeks. So this is an explosive allegation that on its face, I don't know if I necessarily disagree with. If they are bringing in evidence of uncharged conduct, wouldn't the defense have an opportunity to investigate it and challenge it? It seems like they're making a point. So if this evidence is allowed in, there is a chance this could delay the trial significantly. We all know Combs wants to go to trial, but how can he properly defend himself against this in just a few weeks?
All right, Cassie, she plans to testify against Diddy at the trial, and she's going to use her name. So a lot of the women who have accused Diddy are anonymous. They're Jane Doe or Victim 1
or John Doe's.
Or John Doe's. But Cassie allegedly, apparently, is going to take this stand and talk about her abuse. Obviously, that tape of him beating her up at the hotel is what set off this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
this has just made it.
Facts.
matters so bad for Diddy. So now that she is gonna sit up there and like look him square in the eyes and talk about her side of the story, that's not great for Diddy, obviously.
No, and like I think also Cassie is a celebrity, right? Like millennials know who she was or is. She had like a booming career back in the day. So I think it also adds some extra zhuzh when you have like a well-known public figure coming forward.
Trusted public figure.
Trusted and beloved too. So I think that also will hurt him. She, of course, became public. All of this went public when that video came out from CNN. So it's been revealed who she is already, and now she is not looking to conceal her name. She wants to, put it all out on the table. And yeah, yikes, it could be really bad for him.
If you're just as shocked as we are, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next drop. We're following this case every step of the way. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Usher and Justin were victims or part of the cover-up?
I think they need to focus more on the fact that Diddy got on there and actually apologized for that video leak. Forget the video. He apologized because he know he did that. Also, you have to actually give the victims a little more credibility, because it's not like they can come with a whole bunch of receipts. They can't come with a lot of proof. When they being argued or this thing is happening, it ain't like they can say, well, can I pull out my cell phone and record this so I can have some proof that this happened when I take you to court? They can't do that. I mean, they don't have no proof. So you gotta almost weigh out the fact that why would this person sit there and lie? Why would so many people lie? Cassie, who has proof already out there, I don't care how much you sped it up or slowed it down, because Diddy actually apologized for that, saying he was hit rock bottom. Also, the cook, when she testifies, and the cook that Diddy threw out. Also, the makeup artist. There's a makeup artist out there, y'all, that ain't saying too much, because I think she's the key. She gonna be a key witness that she helped cover up Cassie's bruises with makeup. That was her job, and she did it on more than one occasion. So I think she's going to testify and everything, man. I can't wait till this trial start. I'm going to be in the Philippines when it start. Look here, I'm going to get on up out of here. I hope this thing recorded, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.